Don't tell my wife, but my first true love is captions. Sorry, Claire. But my other true love is transcripts. Sorry, captions. And Claire. I don't think transcripts get the attention and love it deserves, but they're so important. And there are so many benefits that you can get out of it, not just from the people who need it and access it, but even you as a podcast creator or a video creator, you can get so much out of transcript and you gotta have it. But the thing is, if you want to get the most out of transcript, there are certain things that you should follow, and I'm going to provide you with some awesome tips on how to create some awesome transcript. And bear in mind that in here I'm going to be talking a general overview, but if you want a more detailed step-by-step process on creating transcript, then check out the link in the description. I have got a proper post lined up step-by-step on what you can do, and you can also download a checklist right there, so link is in the description. But before you even think about creating your transcript for your videos and your podcast, there's one thing that you need to ask yourself. It's a very, very important question. And that is, does my media need a transcript? Actually, what am I thinking? Scratch that. Don't bother asking yourself that, because I've got an answer for you. And the answer is yes, yes, and yes, some more. You may not realize it, but transcripts, just like captions, are a critical way for allowing users to access certain media. And if they want to access your media, then let's give it to them. And you can do that with captions in the videos, but in situations, it might be better if you provide them with a transcript. But the thing is, it's not just a copy and paste and dump a transcript. There's a style to it. There's a love to it. You want to make an effort with it, and I'm going to show you how you can do that. And as well as that, like I said, there are benefits to creating transcripts, just like captions. For example, you will get an improved SEO, you get better engagement, people will access your content, more traffic, all of these things. So really, everyone can win with transcripts. So let's get into the first step on how to create a transcript. And even before we get into the actual creation process, let's get comfortable. Get a comfortable chair, see if you can get it ergonomic, get your equipment set up correctly. Make sure that you have all the stuff lined up for you when you're doing it. You have your water, your coffee, everything set up. Make sure you have your headphones. Good quality headphones will help you a lot to follow along. If you want to, you can use a sound equalization tool to help you further. I like to use FX Sound. They're really cool. And then also, if you're going to be recording a transcript, then make sure you have a good quality audio. Not only the audio is good for those who are listening, but also whatever tool that you're using, or even a service that you're using for your transcription, having good quality audio will make it a lot easier for that person or tool to create the transcript. There'll be more accuracy, and that means less work for you when it comes to editing. But if it's poor quality sound, then it's just going to be more work for you in the long run. So if you can, just get a good quality microphone. At the very least, one of those game headphones or even those hands-free kit, they can make a big difference as well. And then there are the transcription providers that you can try to use to help you with that. And there are three things that you can do. Number one, you can create transcript yourself with a notepad or a document, and you can start typing it out. Number two is you can use an automated tool using artificial intelligence to create a basic structure, the basic draft, where you can then edit it afterward. And then number three is to get someone to do it for you, whether it's a company that can do it for you or just an expert transcriptionist that can do it for you individually, whatever you can do. But you got these three options. Personally, I would not recommend you to do it manually by yourself from scratch, because it takes such a long time to do it. Unless, of course, those videos or podcasts are really short, like maybe a few minutes long, you think you can manage by yourself. But otherwise, I think you should use the other services out there. People like Rev, which has automated or human generated transcription service. You can use Author.ai. You can use people like HappyScribe, and there are so many different options out there, and you'll be spoiled for choices. But whatever you do, when you create it, you have to make sure that you check it. It doesn't matter if you're using the automated version or the human generated version, you always have to check it. Just like when anyone creates a blog post or an article, you check it, you edit it. Even more so when you have to use automated tools. But like I said, whatever you use, make sure you check it. The next step as well is the process of actually editing it. And the first step then is to work out whether you want to use true verbatim or clean verbatim. Long story short, what I mean by that is if you want to use true verbatim, you're going to include everything in there, including the stuttering, the pause, the silence, the sound effect at times, and they will make it almost like for like to what you hear. But then the clean verbatim, you're not going to include the stuttering bit when someone is just going, I'm at what, you don't have to worry about that. So work out what you want to do. It really depends on what your style is, where you want to do it, and depends on what are you transcribing. It will depend on that. Then you have to think about the different transcription formatting that you should use. So for example, there are things like speakers labels. If you're doing an interview, well, of course, it's going to be from one person to another. So make sure you have the speaker's name at the beginning of certain paragraph. You don't have to do every single paragraph, but if this big chunk of text separated by a paragraph is by one speaker, just mention it once, and then the next speaker label when it goes to the other person, and so on and so on. And then there are things like timestamps. Sometimes they're useful, sometimes they're not. Again, you can do it in between the text, or you can do it after each paragraph, or maybe you want to do it after certain seconds. There are different ways of doing that as well. And then there are certain sounds that it's difficult to pick up. So for example, inaudible tags, you might want to put in a bracket inaudible, or maybe there are crosstalk. And that is when more than one person are speaking on top of each other and you can't make out what they're saying. So you put in bracket crosstalk. That's another tag you can use. Then the next step is the process of uploading and structuring your transcript. This is so important because the general thing that people do is just copy and paste and then that's it, publish it. But you are missing out on so much, and not only that, you are doing a disservice for people who want to access your content. So here is the thing that you should be thinking about when you are uploading your transcripts. Generally, there are three different types of transcripts. There is the basic one, there is the descriptive one, and the interactive one. The basic one is literally just a big text and you just dump it and that's it. Descriptive is when you provide different media, different experiences, you create a structure, so many things. And the interactive one, you tend to see that in the tools. It literally follows the word by word. So if a person's speaking, certain words are highlighted and then you follow along. And that's not really a common thing to see on a website anyway. So what I prefer and recommend is the descriptive transcript. And this is what you should do. Consider adding different types of media for better engagement. So instead of just adding paragraph and text, put in some images, put in some videos, separate it, just make it more visually appealing and not just looking at text. And not just add any random videos and images, make it useful. Maybe they can support your transcript. Maybe it provides something extra to your transcript. Those visual guide would be very useful. So consider adding them as well. Always use the option of formatting the text. The most important one, I would say, is the headings. Use subheadings, separate it. You got the headline, and then you just use a subheading, and then use subheading even more if it's relevant. Use that. And also consider using the bold and italic, even the quotation tags. Use that as well. And even, of course, on top of that, use internal links to link to relevant sources, whether it's on your website or link to another resource that's going to be useful for your audience. They are also useful, can make the transcript a lot more of a rich experience. And when you have those formats, you're actually making it even more useful for you in terms of SEO, especially the headings and the internal links. They are beneficial for SEO. They can get that traffic for you, and it just makes it really good for Google to crawl your content and find what you're looking for, understand what that page is about, and then just continue from there. So it will benefit Google as well. And I can't emphasize it enough on how important this next step is, which is to always make it readily available. And what I mean by that is do not force your users to submit an email address to download it. Do not make it difficult to find. Do not make it hidden and you have to submit something for them to access it. No, that's just taking the piss. If you are already providing your videos and podcasts available, you don't have to download anything or pay for something or submit email address. If they are there available for your users, then it's only fair and it's only right to give that equal opportunity for those who require transcript the same benefit. So don't force them to submit email address and to get a PDF copy. No, it should be on the page. It should be there ready for them. It's only fair that they get the equal service like everyone else. And that includes people like me. I deserve the same access like everyone. We are not there to grow your email list. Do that in another way. And also, if you're going to hide it, you're not going to get those benefits I've mentioned in terms of the engagement and the SEO benefit because they're hidden. You can't see them. Whether it's Google or the users, it's not there. So you're going to miss out anyway if you are hiding your transcript behind something. And then finally, just check it again one last time and then press publish. Of course, you can edit it afterward, but just check it again for good measure. Scan over it, look at it, make sure that it's just a really good quality page that adds a lot to your audience, whether they even want to listen to the podcast or videos or not. Just provide that awesome experience, and that's it. It's just like that. That's it. Like I said, if you want to download the checklist, you can do that. You just follow the link in the description. And also, I would really recommend that you follow a link in the description on what are the benefits of transcripts, as well as captions and everything else, just so that you can understand what you get out of it, what the users get out of it, and why it's a win-win for everyone if you do it. So hopefully this was useful. If you follow this step, you will get a lot more out of it. You can check out the way I do transcript. I do it in different ways. I still experiment, I'm still learning, I'm still trying different things, but that's the whole point. It just make it a really good experience for everyone when they access my content. So check out the podcast section or the video section of my website. You will see examples there, but I would love to see some more examples out there. So if you've seen really good quality transcript, then I would love to see them. Let me know in the comments as well what you think about this video. If it's useful, if you have any more questions, let me know. Thank you for your interest in understanding what makes a good transcript. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, whatever platform that you are on. And in the meantime, I will speak to you again soon. Take care.